Alrighty, what's going on everyone? Coach Aaron here, back in another video. In this video today, we're going to go over the King of the List Fantasy League that we're doing again. We did this last year, not only for the IPF World Championships, but also for the USAPL Nationals. This year, since they're both at the same time, the same week, we're focusing on the IPF World Championship. So we started that up again. The rules are a little bit different than the very first time we did the Fantasy League, where we had the women and the men separate. We are now combining them, and so you're going to be ranking everything from 1 through 16, the men and women's weight classes combined. So in this video, I'm going to go over like how you can find the form and then how you can fill out the form and questions like that. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to pull up my computer right here, and this is the website. It's going to be on Rory Lynch's website because it's easier for him to just embed everything as far as the form and all that kind of stuff. As far as like how to find the website, I'm obviously going to put the link down in the description below so you can get to it directly. But if for some reason you leave this video, you don't fill it out right away, you kind of forget about it or anything like that, then you definitely want to be following the King of the List Instagram account, because then you can click on the little link here in the bio, the link tree, and pull that up. And then you'll see right here the second link, the 2022 Fantasy League. And then also, if you want to, you can join our Discord server where we have discussions, including a section for King of the List where we're going to be talking about not only podcast episodes that are coming up, interviewing some of these people competing at the World Championships, but also the league itself. Any questions that people have or sending updates in there, that's where we'll be putting them. And if also you're interested in our programming, we have the King of Lifts and the Strength Guys Positions of Power program right here, where you can just click this and go right into this link for more information about that. So when you click on the 2022 Fantasy League, that's going to send you right here to Rory's website for our Tournament of Champions is what I'm calling it. And this is year number 2. So that's why you have the little 2 right there. And here you have the information about the championship as far as it's a confidence ranking. So you're picking who you think is going to win each weight class, and then among those people that you picked, how confident are you in each one, ranking them from 1 through 16, the 16 being the most confident and the 1 being the least confident. And if you get it right, if you pick the person right, then you get that many points. So if you pick someone for 16 because you're the most confident and they end up winning, you get 16 points. On the flip side, if you get it wrong, then you lose out on the 16 points. And then the same thing all the way down to 1. And then we do have some tiebreakers as well, just in case, it's going to be less likely doing the men and women together, but just in case there is a tie, then we can look at some best lifter predictions and some team predictions. So here, when you go down to the form, the first thing you get is putting in information about yourself. So you can put in, what you want to be called, what your email address is, your Instagram handle if you want, whether you want us to contact you about other things outside of this championship, what country you're from, and your age group and gender. So some of the stuff you can see is mandatory, and some of the stuff is not mandatory. So if you don't want to put it in, you don't have to. And also, I already filled out this form just to make it easier for this video to go through everything. So that's why you see some of the stuff is just filled out, so I can go to the next screens and show you all everything. Whatever you want to fill out, you can fill out. Whatever you don't want to fill out, you don't have to fill out. And then you can also put that like you don't want to be contacted about anything else, and we won't contact you about anything else. Then when you hit next, then it starts going into the actual competition. So the competition starts off with, you're going to pick who you think is going to win each weight class. So first you want to pick your champions, and then the second part is going to be ranking those champions. So here you can see it's going to first start with the women's weight classes. So you want to pick your champion for each of the women's weight classes. So here, for example, if you go to the 47 kilo weight class, you have this little drop down of all the lifters that are pulled from the nominations, and then their totals here as well. If for some reason you want to go and see the nominations and look more in depth into it, you can go to goodlift.info. I'll throw that link down in the description below as well. You go over here to the nominations, and under the nominations here, you can see right here, the World Men's Classic Championship and World Women's Classic Championship right here. So then, for example, if you clicked on the Women's Classic Championship, then here you can see the same thing as far as the athletes, what country they're from, and then their nominated squat, bench, deadlift, and total. So if you can get more information that way, you can click on them if you want to see some of their more of their meet results here in Goodlift, or you can always pull them up on Open Powerlifting or Open IPF to get more results there. But just to condense everything here, we just put the lifter's name, their country, and then their nominated total. So then from here, you pick who you want. For all the women's weight classes, you can see here. Then you can see it switches to the men's weight classes. So here, then from the drop down, you'll be picking the men. If you want to look at the nominations for men, it's right here as well, like I'd shown you. Then here you can go and see it, and it'll match up right there with what we have here. So then you select all your men's champions. Then here comes your confidence rating for each class. You can see that you can only select one number per weight class. So you can't pick a bunch of 16s or a bunch of 1s. You have to pick one person, one weight class that's going to be your designated 16 points, 15 points, 14 points, so on and so forth. And again, the higher the number, that means you're more confident in them, because if you get it right, you're going to get more points. The lower the number, the least confident you are in them. So if you get it right, you get less points. But if you also get it wrong, you're losing out on that fewer points. So here you can see we have this little matrix here from 16 all the way on the left to 1 all the way on the right. And then starting off with the women's weight classes, the 47 all the way up to the 84 plus here. And then the men's 59s all the way up to 120 plus here. So then you have to just go through and select who you want as far as the confidence for each one. Here, just for like ease of use, I just went from 16 all the way across down to 1 to show you how each weight class has one number, and I'm not doubling up on any of the numbers. Then you hit your next, and now you go into the final part, which is the tiebreaker part. And just for like fun, trying to guess who is going to be your best overall female. It obviously is done by the IPF Goodlift points. Who is going to be your best overall male, and then here who is going to be the team winner for both the men's side and then the women's side. So for the team points, hopefully if you're not, it goes by first place at the championship, at the World Championships, gets 12 points, the second place gets 9 points, third place gets 8 points, so on and so forth. And each team can rank a maximum of 5 lifters, so that whoever scores the most points on their team, the top 5, that's how they do the points. Then you'll see what the team ranking is as well when they show the results. So if I hop over here to results real quick, and let's say we go to last year's championship down here, and let's just go to the men's championship since it's the first one. Then here you can see their placing, and then based on their placing, they're scoring points down here. So here you can see for like ROC, they got 12 and 12, which means they got 2 first, 9 and 9, which means they got 2 seconds, and then the 7, which means they got a 4th place. And then you can see how everyone placed. So that'll be the other tiebreaker. And then you click submit, and then you're good to go. So that gets you in. The deadline is going to be the day before the championship starts. So the championship starts on June 6th. So if we hop back over here real quick to the nominations and go back to the men's championships, you can see here how they already did the preliminary nominations, they already did the final nominations. They're going to have the technical meeting here on the 5th of June. And then the championship starts on the 6th of June. So we're setting the deadline as the 5th of June so that everyone has to have a team submitted before the championship starts, so that someone doesn't go and see the results of like the first weight class and then go and submit the results and gain advantage. So everything closes the day before the championship starts. During the time from now until it closes on the 5th of June, you can submit updates if you want to. So for example, let's say you submit everything and then you see something happen, like someone drops out, someone gets injured, or maybe you see some recent training and someone's looking like they've improved, then you can go and submit a new form. So you can come back to the website, fill it out with your new information, and then at the end on June 5th, when we shut everything down, we're going to look at all the duplicates. So if you did submit 2 or 3 different forms as far as different answers for who you're going to have for your champions, then we'll take the most recent one. So we'll get rid of the old ones, we'll look at the most up-to-date one and use that, and then we'll throw that into a Google Sheet and then do the leaderboard based on everyone's most recent submission within a deadline. And then each day as the championship happens, we'll be able to update things so you can see how you're placing after day 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and then the very end. And at the very end also, we'll have the best lifter awards and the team award to do the tiebreakers if there are any ties. So that should kind of cover everything. Is where to find it. Again, link will be down in the description, or go to the King of Lifts Instagram and go to the link down in the bio. Or you can go to my Instagram and go to my link in my bio as well. So you can be following either of us and go through it that way. And then the deadline is the 5th of June. And then you can submit as many times as you want up to that point, and we'll just take the most up-to-date one. So if you change your mind on anything, you can go ahead and make those adjustments. And as always, if you run into any issues or you have any other questions like that, then you can always contact us. You can always drop a comment down below. You have our Discord channel if you want to go in the Discord and ask a question, or you can just DM us straight on Instagram or whatever questions or issues you're running running into, and we're pretty quick in responding and solving any issues if there are any issues with the form. But we've already had over 100 entries with the form so far because it's already been open, and so we've only had like, you know, one issue that someone has contacts about, and we went ahead and corrected that. So there shouldn't be any major issues because there already been 100 plus people that have submitted something. All right, so hopefully you all enter. Good luck to everyone, and we'll see at the very end who is the champion of our King of the List Fantasy League, the Tournament of Champions. Catch you guys on the next video.